Campaigning is in full swing for the first phase of the assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir. 24 assembly constituencies will go to polls in this phase on 18th of this month. Top leaders of major political parties are making all-out efforts to woo the voters. The three-phase elections to the 90-member Jammu and Kashmir Assembly will be held on September 18th, September 25th and October 1st. The results will be declared on October 8th. All right, and DD correspondent Shabir Dar joins us live from Srinagar, to tell us the mood of the electorate ahead of the J&K polls. Hi, Shabir. Tell us about the mood there right now, and how is the campaigning going on ahead of the polls?
Well, the mood is subcharged, because elections are happening for the first time after 10 years, and voters are very eager and keen to, make use of their franchise on 18th. When the first phase of elections will happen in 24 assembly constituencies. The political parties are upbeat and they are putting in a lot of efforts to woo voters and ensure that there is the party which will be the one who will form the government at the end of the day. And we have seen that the campaigning has been high voltage campaign this time, because all the star campaigners from different political parties, be it the national parties like BJP and Congress, their top leadership was here in Jammu and Kashmir to canvass for their, the local candidates. Yesterday we saw Prime Minister addressing a huge rally in Doordarshan, where he made a high-pitched, message to the voters, so that, he appealed to voters that BJP is the only party which will ensure, peace, progress and development in Jammu and Kashmir. And, Congress President Rahul Gandhi was here both in Kashmir and Jammu. And top leadership of National Conference, PDP and other regional parties are on ground to woo voters, to see that their message reaches to the last voter, so that they can make good fortunes, in these polls.
Okay, Shabir, you might have had a word with the youth there, or the first-time voters. What are they saying? How excited are these people to vote, since the elections are happening for the first time after abrogation of Article 370 and after 10 years for that matter, like you've just said? How's the excitement, how's the enthusiasm amongst the youth and the first-time voters? Shabir.
Yeah. These elections are important because first time after 2019, these elections happen, and a lot has happened in Kashmir. It is the government saying this is a Naya Kashmir, and yes, a lot has happened in Jammu and Kashmir in past 10 years.
What is youth saying, Shabir? What is youth saying?
Youth are very much involved in these elections. They are seeing a hope in a democratic process. As we have recently seen in the recently held parliament elections, we have seen huge youth enthusiastically participating in such elections. And this time around also, if we know the poll campaigns, the rallies that are being conducted by different political parties, we are seeing the huge crowd constitutes of the youth. They are pinning all hopes in democratic process. Because we have seen Kashmir. There was a time when people used to shy away from being participating in the polls.
I'm coming to that.
Now that has changed. Youth are
all right, Shabir,
involved in this.
Shabir, yes. Tell us, how has the political scenario changed in the region over the years? There was a time, like you were also mentioning a while back, when people used to be scared coming out of their houses. Forget about polling and curfew, getting imposed every other day. But now campaigning is happening. People and youth especially are excited ahead of the polls. They are fearless now, from bullet to ballot. Just tell us the transition.
Yeah, there's a huge transition from bullet to ballot in Kashmir, because we have seen elections was a taboo in Kashmir. Voting was a taboo in Kashmir once upon a time. But that has changed in past 10 years. And it was seen in the recently held parliament elections when we saw record number of polling, record number of voting happening in places where there used to be only 5% and 0% voting in the past. So that shows the scenario has changed. Both the political and security scenario in Jammu and Kashmir has changed. We are seeing this time a lot of youngsters are participating as candidates in these polls. So the candidates from recognized political parties are there. But besides that, a lot of youngsters who are fighting as independents because they are seeing it's, they are seeing that participating in the electoral process and participating in democratic process will not, bring them any harm to them because that has changed.
All right.
We have seen that in 10 years, the efforts by the...
Oh yeah, definitely. The scenario has changed. People have become fearless now. They are, holding rallies, campaigning is happening ahead of the polls, and they are very excited, the youth and the first-time voters. Thank you so much for your analysis, Shabir. We'll keep taking you since this is developing.